Hockey Week across America continues today, a week celebrating everything special about this great sport from coast to coast, featuring daily themes you can participate in. As today's theme is Hockey is for Everyone, honoring Hockey USA's mission to create a fun and welcoming environment for anyone who wants to play. And with that, we want to tell your story using the hashtag Hockey is for Everyone to @HockeyUSA. And with that, we are thrilled to welcome in our next guest, Brodie Roybal, three-time Paralympic gold medalist and four-time world champion over a decade, is part of U.S. national sled team and one of the very best players in the world today. Brodie, welcome. Now, just talk a little bit about how you got started in sled hockey and what really hooked you about it.
So I started playing sled hockey when I was 7 years old. I played for a local club team where I grew up in Chicago called the Chicago Hornets. And I was just a kid with a disability looking for a sport to play and fell into sled hockey and immediately fell in love. It's just like regular hockey, stand-up hockey. It's fast-paced, hard-hitting, and I think that's really what hooked me is I got to be free out on the ice.
Yeah, Brodie, it's kind of interesting here you say that, and you said you were 7 years old. I met a young man, I mean, geez, he was probably in his mid-20s, and he started picking up, never watched hockey, never knew anything about sled hockey, but he was the same thing, looking for something. He was in the military and wanted to find, something that his competitive juices flow, and he found sled hockey, and it's so cool to see that growth and other people that know nothing even about hockey that want to get into it. So since you've started, what are some of the measurements that you've seen as far as just how this game has grown?
Sled hockey continues to grow every day, and I mean this is a testament to it right here, being on NHL Network talking about it. Since I was a kid, sled hockey really wasn't that big in the country. There weren't a ton of people playing it, but every year there's more and more kids that get to hear about it due to things like this. And the game's growing just because it's a beautiful game that lets people with disabilities experience hockey.
Yeah, so about maybe 12, 13 years ago, I was out with Sidney Crosby, Nathan MacKinnon, and we did a commercial for Gatorade, I guess it was, and we got to participate on sleds, with the sticks and everything, with a bunch of players nationally, and just kind of everyday sled hockey players at the rinks. And it was we had a half-hour practice of just ourselves getting on the sleds and trying to not stand up, but trying to get going and trying to pass and shoot. And it was mind-blowing how hard and difficult that was. So I got a lot of respect for you guys, because my shoulders were dead for like probably 3-4 days after we did that. But yeah, so I understand that you climbed 103 floors to the top of Willis Tower in Chicago on your hands. Tell us how crazy you are to do that, number one. Tell us about the experience.
Growing up, being disabled, I always walked around on my hands. I didn't love using my wheelchair that much. And I thought, why not challenge myself? They do it for disabled people too, where you could ride a hand cycle and it simulates climbing up it. But I thought, why not challenge myself? And my brother said, I'll do it with you if you want to do it. So we just decided to go for it. It was a ton of fun. I was the most tired I've ever been in my entire life. My shoulders were just absolutely smoked for like at least a week after it, but it was for a great cause. We were raising money for the hospital there in Chicago, and it was a good time.
Wicked. That's so nonchalant. Like, I just decided it would be a fun thing to do. Just climb 103 floors on your hands. You are a hero. You have a couple of three-game series coming up against Canada, one in March and another in April. So how are those going to help you prepare for the World Championship in early May, which takes place in Calgary?
Being able to play against Canada always helps us get ready for World Championships. They're our biggest rival in the sport, and it's been that way for a really long time. So we're just excited to get some fun, competitive games with them. They'll be really physical and quick games, as they always are against Canada. And we're really excited to get some in the U.S. too. We got some in Minot, North Dakota, so we're excited to play some on our home turf.
You've been described as a very creative person, so both on and off the ice, and apparently you do some stick artwork. I need to know more about this. What is it exactly?
So our coach of the national team, he wants everyone to have a routine before our games and before our practices, and I've never been one to have a routine. I like to keep things light and fun. And some guys love to put their headphones on and get serious before the game, but I would always just joke around the locker room. And I thought, how can I channel this creativity a little bit? So I just do a little bit of artwork on each one of my sticks, and each one represents one of my line mates. So I basically color for 45 minutes before all of our games.
Cool. I love
it.
that.
Awesome.
Some are funnier than others, depending on the line mate.
Oh yeah. There's some good backstories to them.
I got to ask you, you have nearly 3 million followers on TikTok. I can't even believe it. How often do you post, and what can fans expect when they go on and see you there?
So the TikTok account is me and my girlfriend, Meneseses, and we just post fun, lighthearted stuff, just being goofy. Couples humor, I guess you can classify it as. We post pretty much every day, and we have been doing it for the last almost 3 or 4 years now. And it's just something we love to do together, and it keeps our relationship fun.
Oh, that's really cute.
That is cool.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to give you a follow. Give everyone your handle that's watching right now.
It's at Meneses and Brody. It's MENECISANDBRODY.
I feel like if you start typing it in, just given the number of followers you
Yeah,
have, it
it'll
will
come right up.
automatically pop.
And
up.
I started typing it in.
Yeah.
It came up immediately, so I saw it. So
He's a big deal, all right? Wait, Brody, how fun has it been to see your impact on the community as well as your country and really the world as a whole? Like any special interactions that may have moved you throughout just your experience being so big on social media?
I think the best part about being on social media is when we get messages from people with disabilities, and we also get messages from mothers or fathers who have children with disabilities, and they'll send us messages like, my kid's been struggling with relationships and struggling with love and all these different things, and to see them reach out and say, hey, we saw your page, and it really gave us a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation to keep pushing on, and that's what it's really all about. It's extremely touching.
well, that's awesome, man. Just to know that you're inspirational to all these other families, it's got to be an incredible feeling. What would be a pretty good feeling too is living in Nashville. You know, Hartsey. Hartsey has
The best.
So you're a Preds fan, like, or where's your allegiance in the NHL?
Right now, I'm a Preds fan. I'm not. I don't watch a ton of hockey. So kind of wherever I go, wherever I float around, is the team that I support, and I love the Preds here, and they've been awesome to me. But I really love going to their games. They're a lot of fun to go to.
I love that. I am
like
a
it.
fan
I
of
love
where
it. I want some more of it.
Hey, Brody, we really appreciate you joining us and sharing your story. For more information on how to get involved in Hockey Week Across America, head to hockeyweekacrossamerica.com. Brody, thank you. We'll
Thanks,
talk
man.
to you later, my
Yes.
dude.
Thank you, guys. See you later.